Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to solve question 8 in your assignment 6. So demand curve is given, the first box includes the demand schedule, and next we have the marginal cost and also fixed cost is given. So let's write it here. We have number of pies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we have the fixed cost of $9. And it's $9 all the way down, and if you remember, fixed cost doesn't change with the level of output. And we have the marginal cost, which is given as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. And now we need to calculate total cost. So when you have 0 here, no production, you have to pay $9. So therefore, since total cost is the sum of fixed cost plus variable cost, and there is no variable cost at 0 unit of output, it changes with the output as you remember. And since all total cost comes from the fixed cost, so at 0 unit you don't have marginal cost, but you have $9 of total cost. And marginal cost shows us the change in total cost. So marginal cost tells us that if I produce one additional unit here, I need to spend an additional $2. So I have $9 initial cost plus $2. I have $11 of cost producing the first unit. And marginal cost tells us that if I produce the second unit, I have to spend additional $4. So 11 plus 4, $15 is the total cost. And I produce the third unit. Additionally, I need to spend $6. So that is going to be 16 plus 5, which is going to be 21 here. And here, fourth unit, I need to spend additional 8. Therefore, fourth unit, I have to spend $29. And for the fifth unit, I need to additionally spend $10. So that is going to be $39. And for the sixth unit, I need to spend additional $12, which is $51. So the next we need to find the average total cost. Average total cost is total cost divided by quantity. So we are going to start from here, the first unit. 11 divided by 1 is 11. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. 21 divided by 3 is 7. And 29 divided by 4 is 7.25. 39 divided by 5 is 7.1. And finally, 51 divided by 6 is equal to 8.5. So we just need to plug these numbers here. So this is, the first unit is 11. Second is 15, total cost. Third is 21. Fourth is 29. And fifth is 39. And the sixth one is 51. And average dollars start with 11 and then 7.5, and next is 7, and now 7.25 and 7.1 and finally 8.5. The price of a pie is now $11. We go back to the demand curve and we find out that quantity demanded is 200, and now we can fill out the blanks here. At price of 11, 200 pies are sold in the market. To find out how many pies each producers are going to produce, we need to find profit maximizing point. So for a perfectly competitive firm, price equals marginal revenue. Therefore, marginal revenue is equal to $11. And for profit maximizing quantity, we need this equality. MR should be equal to MC. And we need to go to the MC curve and find out if MC is equal to 11 at any quantity. And when you scroll down, you will see that none of the quantities MC is equal to 11. So if this is the case, if you do not find the equality point, then you are going to choose the MC as close as possible to MR, which is as close as possible to $11, but smaller than MR. So MC, $10, should be quantity maximizing point, which in this case, each firm is going to produce 5 pies. So the right answer here is 5 pies. And so there are, since in this market we are going to sell 200 pies, 200 divided by 5, there should be 40 producers in this market, each making a profit. So in order to find the profit, we will first find out what is the revenue. So $11, we know that each pie, times 5 pies, which is the revenue, $55 is the revenue. We can calculate the total cost at 5 pies, which is given here 39. Total cost is 39. So the profit is going to be 55 minus 39, which is equal to, let's calculate, 55 minus 39, $16. So each producer is making a profit of $16. So in order to decide whether this firm is in long run equilibrium or not, long run equilibrium, we need to compare price with ATC, okay? And if price equals to minimum ATC, then this industry is in long run equilibrium. So let's find out what is the minimum ATC. We go up here and find out minimum ATC is $7. So if the price is $7, then this firm is in long run equilibrium, which is not the case because price is $11, which is greater than $7. So this market is not in long run equilibrium. Suppose that in the long run there is free entry and exit. In the long run, price then going to drop to $7 if we are in the equilibrium. And if we are at the long run equilibrium, since price equals to $7, which is equal to ATC, the firm is making price minus the cost, 0 economic profit. So we are going to type here 0. The market price is $7. At this price, let's see how many pies are sold. 600 pies are sold in the market. We go to the demand curve and find the 600. And each producers make at $7, each producers are going to make, as you see here, 3 pies. Why? Remember, each producer, if price is $7, MR is going to be 7. And each producer is going to choose where MR equals MC. Since there's no equality point, MR equals MC, each producer is going to choose MC is equal to 6, still less than MR, but as close as possible. Therefore, quantity star is 3. So since each producer is producing 3 units, we are going to write here 3 pies. And the total industry output is 600 pies. And divided by 3, we should have 200 firms in the long run equilibrium. So 200 firms should operate in this market in the long run equilibrium. So as you see, we have one minor mistake here, which doesn't affect the results, which I divided 39 by 5, and it should be 7.8 instead of 7.1, but the other answers are all correct. Now this is question 10. Suppose that each firm in a competitive industry has the following costs. So TC is given, which is 50 plus 1 over 2 Q squared, and MC is given, which is equal to Q. And the demand curve is given, which is 160 minus 4P. And we know that where Q is an individual firm's quantity produced. And this demand curve is for market demand curve. And price is the price and Q is the total quantity of the good. The first question is asking what is the firm's fixed cost. So we know that when quantity is equal to 0, total cost is equal to fixed cost. Therefore, total cost 50 plus 1 over 2, 0 square. Total cost is equal to 50 when quantity is equal to 0, and this is our fixed cost. So therefore, we are going to type here 50. Next question, what is each firm's variable cost? Variable cost is the part of the total cost where it depends on quantity. So as you see here, this part depends on quantity and it changes with quantity. Therefore, 1 over 2 Q square is the variable cost. Which of the following represents the equation for each firm's average total cost? For average total cost, we need to divide total cost by quantity. In that case, 50 plus 1 over 2 Q square divided by Q. So 50 divided by Q plus 1 over 2 Q square over Q. So we have 50 over Q plus 1 over 2 Q. And next we are going to complete the table by computing the marginal costs and average total costs for quantities 5 to 15. So marginal cost is equal to Q. Therefore, we're just going to type it here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Average total cost is equal to 50 divided by Q plus 1 over 2 Q. So we are going to calculate for each quantity 50 divided by 5 plus 1 over 2, 5, which is 10 plus 2.5, 12.5. And for 6, so that is 50 divided by 6 plus 1 over 2, 6. 50 divided by 6 is 8.33 plus 3, 11.33. So probably you understand. I'm going to fill out all the columns and you can fill out the columns on your own as well. So these are all the average total costs that I calculated. The average total cost is its minimum when the quantity each firm produces Q equals, as you see if you scroll down here on this column, you find out Q equals 10 is the minimum average total cost. Next question, which of the following represents the equation for each firm's supply curve in the short run? So if you remember from your textbook, we know that short run supply curve is the marginal cost curve which is greater than equal to average variable cost curve. So we can calculate average variable cost curve. How? We need to take this variable cost, which we find already 1 over 2 over Q square, and we divide this number by Q. Okay, so 1 over 2 Q square over Q, 1 over 2 Q. And as you see, marginal cost is equal to Q, and marginal cost is equal to Q always greater than average variable cost of 1 over Q for any level of Q. For that reason, the marginal cost curve is the firm's short-run supply curve. In the long run, the firm will remain in the market and produce if, so the supply curve of the firm is where marginal cost is greater than equal to average total cost, and the firm is going to produce if that condition is satisfied. Because if you remember that this is the marginal cost curve and this is average variable cost and this is ATC, in the short run this part is the supply, and in the long run this part represents the supply of the curve. So if this is the case, we know that when we look at here, marginal cost curve is greater than equal to average total cost curve where the quantities are greater than equal to 10. Therefore, the right answer is Q is greater than equal to 10. Next question. Currently, there are 6 firms in the market. In the short run, in which the number of firms is fixed, what is the equilibrium price? So we say that the short run supply curve for this firm is the marginal cost curve, which is Q. And there are 6 firms in this market. Therefore, there will be 6 times Q quantity, which is quantity supply. In order to find the market equilibrium price, we need to find the price that equates quantity supplied to quantity demanded. So therefore, we need to go up and find out the demand equation, which is 160 minus 4P. For quantity supplied, we have 6Q, but we know that in a perfectly competitive market, firms choose a quantity where MC equals P. Since MC is defined as Q, Q equals P, therefore we can substitute instead of QP here. 6P is equal to 160 minus 4P, and if you move P here, 10P is equal to 160, and from here P is equal to 16. So the right answer is going to be 16 here. And the total quantity produced is going to be, you can either use this equation or this equation, doesn't matter. 6 times 16, which in this case 96. And each firm produces 16 units. And now the next question is, what is the profit? So we can calculate profit as $16 times 16 units minus total cost. Okay, $16 each times 16 units is 256. Minus total cost, we can go here, use this total cost equation and find out the total cost. Total cost is equal to 50 plus 1 over 2, 16 square. So 16 square times 0.5 plus 50, 178. So this difference is going to be the profit, 256 minus 178, which is equal to $78 is the profit. So we scroll down and type 78 here. So since each firm is making a positive profit, the firms have incentive to enter this market. And in the long run, the equilibrium price, if you remember, is going to be equal to minimum of ATC. We can go and scroll down and find out where the minimum of ATC is, which is $10. So the price is going to be $10 in the long run. Let's type it here, 10. So now price is $10, and now the next question is the total quantity produced in this market. We can find out using this quantity demanded equation. We know that quantity demanded is 160 minus 4D. Quantity demanded is equal to 160 minus 4 times 10, which is 120. So if you remember, in perfectly competitive market, at the market demand, the firms sell as much as they want. For that reason, here the total quantity produced in this market is 120. And there are, since MC equals to P at profit maximization level, and we know that MC is Q, therefore Q is 10, and since total quantity is 120 divided by 10, 12 firms in this market, each producing 10 units. So when you scroll down, you find out that all answers are correct. So these are the answers for question 8 and question 10. Let me know if you have any questions.